So, guys, today I've actually been catching up on the boxing news. It's been quite a bit today, and yeah, it's been something around the fight of Adrian the Problem Broner and Ashley Theophane. But it's not actually been about Theophane, it's actually been about his promoter, Floyd Mayweather Jr. As we all know, Floyd Mayweather actually retired in September with a unanimous points decision win over Andre Berto. Um, Ever since then, he's been, here and there in the spotlight. He's been over in the UK having his tour, as we know, very expensive over here for the fans. But yeah, I mean, he's been talking a lot about Adrian Broner actually quite recently, and he's been saying the last two times he stepped up in class against Maidana and Sean Porter, he's actually lost. And his attitude is not great. He needs to dedicate himself more to the sport and him flashing his money in Walmart just the other day is a sign of ignorance, and he's not taking life seriously. And yes, I mean he does have a point, but it's also hypocritical coming from Floyd, who's actually burnt money in the past and said stupid things and accused Jim Lampley of asking him the wrong questions and whatnot. Floyd's done it all, and for him to say that is quite ignorant, and he should understand better. As the problem actually retorted, he said when Floyd was actually burning money, he never said anything, and all these pay-per-view fights, he was always happy for Floyd, and he calls him his big brother, and you would never think that the relationship would actually deteriorate to this extent. Whether it's for show or not, we don't actually know. Whether it's just for Floyd to keep himself, in the limelight and busy, we don't know that. Or if he's actually coming back trying to set up a fight with him, with Broner or Danny Garcia or Jesse Vargas, we don't actually know. Of course, the Broner fight makes sense. It'll generate a lot of public interest and money, but the other fights that I mentioned, they're not big fights. Danny Garcia is not going to make him a lot of money in comparison to obviously a Manny Pacquiao or an Amir Khan fight, or even a Tim Bradley fight might be even more interesting than Danny Garcia or Jesse Vargas fight. But we don't know. Obviously, we don't know if he's coming back or not. He hasn't said anything. It's coming around to the time that he would come back, actually May time, which he does fights twice a year, May and September. But obviously, we haven't had anything that he's training or whatnot, so we don't know. As for Broner, it's for Broner, he's a four-weight world champion. He's won belts from super featherweight up to welterweight, and he's the current WBA super light welterweight champion. And obviously, WBA have this the regular belt, which is being contested by Ricky Burns and Mikel De Rocco. So I mean, for me, it's difficult to see where Broner goes from here. Actually, he's achieved everything he needs to achieve at the age of 26. I think he is now, and for me, he's a very very skilled and very talented fighter. He's got very fast hands, great combinations, good punching power. But for me, his footwork lets him down a lot. Doesn't cut off the ring very well. His feet are like almost in cement. It reminds me a bit of Canelo sometimes. But for me, it's very hard to see where Broner actually goes from here. If he does beat Theophane, like many people actually think he will, where does he actually go from there? I mean, Victor Postol is WBC light welterweight champion. WBO's Terence Crawford, very highly rated in the pound for pound rankings, and Troyanovsky is the IBF champion. He could go the Troyanovsky route, who's actually a good puncher, but he's probably the most beatable out of those four. Um, then you have Victor Postol, who's very rangy, very tall, very good actually at the weight. For me, he's a solid top five operator for me at that weight. And obviously Crawford would be a very very tough matchup as well. So for me, where does he go? Can he make 135? He could. He could go back and freshen up the division a bit. It is coming a bit stale at lightweight. We've lost a few domestic contenders at lightweight for us in the UK. But the division is very good. It's just not as known at lightweight. The top contenders and the champs. So he could go back down there, assuming he can make weight. He could go back up to 147, although I think he's a bit small for 147. in comparison to the top elite guys such as Brook and possibly Thurman, Porter, who's already lost to. So yeah, I think he might struggle at 147, but you never know. If he grows into the weight naturally, he's still only 26. He could grow into the weight naturally. Could go up to 154 as well. We don't know that. But Broner is certainly a skilled guy, and I think all this charades with Floyd Mayweather is pointless. It's not getting either of them anywhere, and they need to stop it. And if anything, work together like they did before and try and get Broner on a bigger platform, get him a lot of money, which he already has. Just get him big fights as well because he's a four-weight world champion. It's not like he started at flyweight or super flyweight or bantamweight. He didn't start that low. He started at super featherweight, and naturally he was a bit bigger than someone like Floyd, so he can only go through the natural progression of four weights rather than 6 or 7 weights. So considering what he's done, obviously most of his titles, I'd say he hasn't really had to fight anyone really strong of note, but he's done well. Four-weight world champion, you can never take that away. He's had a decent career, successful certainly in terms of financials and winning titles, but this takes the gloss off it, and you don't really need that. It's the last thing you need. Um, Let me know what you guys think on Broner. Where do you think he'll go? Where do you think he can go from here? How do you think the fight with Theophane will go? I think he'll actually beat Theophane, possibly on points. I don't think he'll knock out Theophane. I think he'll win on points, but it'll be something like 8-4, 8-4, 7-5 possibly. I'd say 116, 112 would be a good shout for Broner to win that fight. I think he's a good fighter at 140 as well. Theophane is good, will push the pace, but I'll go for Broner by points. What do you think of all this beef with Floyd Mayweather? And let me know what you guys think on Floyd. Is he in the limelight, staying in, hanging out, or is he actually trying to make a comeback? Or what do you think is the real deal behind it? Anything else in regards to the 140 division? Please do let me know as well. Uh, Please give the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Also, subscribe and share so it gets out, and we get some more fans watching this. And PM me, tweet me if you have any other questions or requests. And yeah, take care, guys, and yeah, peace.